All right, hey everybody, it's Hop's Metal Show. This is
Mike May.
Mike May, drummer for Draven. In case you know who Draven was, it was a band that was playing some clubs 22 years ago, probably 23. They recorded debut album 22 years ago. Been here talking to Mike about it. Figured I'd ask him a couple questions about the Draven album and Draven band and all that good stuff, in case people didn't know. I guess first question, Mike, is how was Draven created?
How the band come together, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was a Wicked Tricks thing because I remember that.
Yeah,
far
it
back.
was Wicked Tricks, myself, Danny, Jay, Brian, and Jeremy Ludholtz play guitar. And Jeremy, I don't, to be honest, it's been so long. I don't remember the scenario of him leaving, but he left, or we didn't kick him out. I think he just left. That's how I remember it anyway. But Travis Rogers we were buddies. We had played ball together since we were kids, and I don't remember how we ran across each other. I think we still hung out, friends of friends, and he had been playing guitar, and he and I and Doug Zerk got together and jammed at Doug's house. Crazy. Weird, because Doug played for years after that, still does, I guess. But and after we jammed together, I asked Trav to join the band, and that's, once we did that, then we changed the name, and we got all creative with the whole the Crow and Draven and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how that came about. We band existed. Travis made us Draven. How about that? We'll blame Travis.
All right, we'll blame Travis. I remember it was Criderville.
Yeah.
Back folks from
Yeah, it was.
A
Yeah.
lot of stuff happened back there.
Oh, yeah, that's buried way, way deep.
But I remember when y'all started playing out live at the office and stuff. I mean, is that like something that you thought was awesome? I mean, playing live?
Well, I didn't even start playing, and I guess a lot of the guys didn't. I didn't really start playing until I was like 17, 18-ish. So playing music in front of a crowd was awesome. In any crowd, I mean, if you guys came and there was like 3 people standing there and we finished the song and people, like, hey,
We're still there.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's like anything when you start playing, it's a cool sensation to put something out there like that and have people enjoy it. And we were lucky enough that, we did it and then a lot of cover songs, and wrote stuff, and then people seemed to like, and it was fun. The office was cool. It was a whole different vibe. That transition into Main Street, which was like the office on steroids. Bigger sound and all that stuff. Superman was running the. That's what we called it.
About him,
we called him Superman. Not the. He was what he was.
Yeah.
But
he had some incredible sound up in that place.
He did. They put a lot of money, put some good sound in there, and they brought in some good acts. And we were actually able to open for some good bands. I mean, we opened for Warrant. We opened for. Did we open for Zach? Or we just went to see Zach. I can't remember. Anyway, I remember us talking to Nick. Cantonese. I remember Trav and I distinctly standing there talking to him at the bar, which was really cool. Zach's guitar player for years and years. It was just cool, I mean, it's. But yeah, when we started, I mean, it was just to get up in front of people, and I mean, that's cool stuff.
Well, and it was like there was a cover tune for everybody. I mean, anybody that comes seeing y'all, there was something being played that they would like.
Yeah, and we did. We took a lot of ideas. I mean, we took them from you guys, and we took them from stuff that we all listened to a lot of the same stuff. So we would take songs that people would suggest, or a band, or say, hey, let's try this, and if it worked, great, and if it didn't, it usually got stuck in the closet somewhere. But we try a lot of stuff. You and I talked earlier about us. We do cover stuff that maybe not other bands would do, or more obscure songs, but they were a lot of fun to play. So we did them and got a kick out of them, and I think people enjoyed that. That we did stuff like that.
There was a pile. I don't even know how. I can't even remember. I was looking at set lists earlier, and they seemed like small set lists compared to.
I tell you what, give it up to Mr. Whitty, because he used to.
And that's just a sample. I feel like
we used to do 40+ songs a night, and I can tell you that a normal concert for a regular band is like 12 to 16 songs. Like a professional band, maybe 20. And we were doing like 40+, 3 sets, 12 to 15 songs a piece, and it was
drinking.
How he made it through it, I have no idea.
Ricola. You remember he was big on the.
Yes, he was
big on the Ricola.
He was very big on the Ricola. Yeah, he didn't have a choice. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. We did some backups and everything, but that was nothing.
But he never bitched, man.
No, he didn't.
Never bitched.
No, he didn't. He'd get up the next day and sound like somebody choked him. Like it was holding him down all night, and he couldn't speak. But next show he'd go out and do it again.
But I remember, man, I don't remember what summer it was, but God, it was like every weekend. It was like Copper Kettle or Sky Chalet, The Office.
Yeah.
It just seemed like every weekend. It was Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, it was some good times.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But I know y'all played a lot of originals. Who decided they wanted to do an album? I mean, how did that all come about?
That's a good question. I can't tell you, to be honest. Travis has always loved writing original music. He still does. Likes writing his own music, and Danny too, for that matter. Myself, we all enjoyed it, and I honestly, I can't remember how we got started on it, or how we decided we wanted to write a song. It's probably one of those like, hey, there's a cool riff, and then it works itself into a song, and there's lyrics, then there's one way, let's do it again. I mean, when you're doing cover stuff, and that's what the crowd mostly wants, you're just kind of experimenting, and you're just trying to express yourself a little bit, do your own thing. We were a rock and roll band, so we wrote rock and roll music.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've enjoyed when the album come out. I was pretty much looking forward to. It's always cool to hear the studio stuff. I mean, you hear the live stuff, but it's always cool to have the studio stuff to back it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we talked about this earlier. I know you wrote probably 90% of the lyrics. I mean, I guess after we talked about that, you said some of it came along pretty easy and some of it not so easy.
Well, lyric-wise, typically it would be, and like we talked about before, I would get on an idea. I would just have an idea in my head, and whether we had the music yet or not, we didn't have a process. So it was some of the songs I had lyrics, and once we came up with some music, we made the lyrics work. And some it was the other way around. Some we had music, and I wrote lyrics to fit it. And we didn't have. I've heard of bands having kind of a, this is how this works, and this is how we do it, and it was never anything like that. There were songs that I wrote just sitting, just had an idea, and just started writing. And I would probably have some sort of an idea in my head. But there were several songs that, what I had in my head and what it ended up being were completely different, which is fine. It was more about, using the lyrics, making them work within a song. So, I mean, it was, there was really no rhyme or reason. It was the writing, just whenever it came to me, I would just sit down and crank it out. nobody else really. Danny did a little bit of the writing, but nobody else really was that interested in it. Not that they couldn't; they just nobody really wanted to. And I had a knack for rhyming.
Well, it's a cool thing, like what I told you earlier, is I listened to this album. Like I told you, it's probably been, golly, I bet 20 years since I listened to it.
That's a shame. 20
And
years.
I know it's a shame, but you know, it still sounds. It don't sound dated, which is cool. You know, that's cool to me because I listen to some 80s stuff, and they still sound like they come out in 1983. But then I'll hear stuff that you know it's not so dated. And this stuff, all in all, it still sounds fresh, which is, I think, is good songwriting to me.
I appreciate it. It's weird, you know, when it's yours, you know, and you like I guarantee you when I listen to this, and I don't listen to it all the time, but when I do, it's, you know, and the guys will tell you I'm hypercritical. Like I hear this little thing, or I wish I wouldn't have used that lyric, or oh, you know, we should have done this, or we should have went here, should have cut that. And it's always, I can only imagine that every artist that's ever recorded anything second guesses themselves and says, hey, you know, wish I could have.
Yeah.
But like we talked before, ultimately, this was a moment in time, and it that's where we were at that time. 96, that's where our heads were, that's where our writing was at, and it's what we wanted to do. And I will say our studio experience was very good, and we really enjoyed it, working with Bart at Alive, and he made it great for a bunch of kids from Broadway area, you know, that, you know, it just to go in a studio and lay down music and then play it back and listen to it and then have it all edited out and you know, and put it in the CD form was awesome. I mean, you know, and to see our stuff, our pictures, and our, you know, it's a cool thing. It's I can't lie. I mean, that was pretty awesome.
Well, it's something you'll have forever.
Right. It is, and it's a time capsule. It's wow. You know, that's cool. We did that. You know, and I appreciate you saying that it still holds up. I feel that way about. Maybe not all the songs for me personally, but you know, I mean, honestly, a lot of it, I think it's lyrically, selfishly for me, I think a lot of it is valid and
well, it was like we was talking
reachable.
about Melting Pot. I mean, that song still, I feel, you can relate to today, just on a larger scale as far as people wise, but still, I mean, it's still relatable, and it's just, that's what I'm saying, you know, it still fits good today. But as far as, is there any song that, I know you said earlier, like I Come From Nowhere, track 11, I think that's the best song on the album. But I remember you and Trav were talking about how fast that song come together.
Did ironically, I mean, probably that song, the ending, we got the whole big finish, dual leads and all that stuff. Just coordinating that probably took some time. But yeah, the overall song itself did come together. I mean, the lyrics are very straightforward, very, you know, I mean, it really shows us. Yeah. I mean, it's very, hey, we're from Broadway, check this out.
Yeah, we like to drink beer and have a good time.
Right. And it was what it was. Yeah, exactly. You know, and as far as that one really wasn't that bad. I honestly, it's been so long, I really can't remember. And Travis may remember better than myself, but like which song maybe beat us up the most as far as trying to work out the parts. You know, I know End of the Road, like I said, I told you before, we kind of struggled with making that song work. A lot of Melting Pot Melting Pot was actually pretty easy too. I mean, that one fell together pretty good too. But this too, you know, we wrote on this for like most bands, you know, we probably spent, I don't know, a year or two putting it's 11 songs.
Yeah.
We probably spent, I don't know, I would say better part of 2 years writing that stuff. So we were able to tinker and adjust this and adjust that. I know there was a lot of that. I don't like that part, or let's try this, or different lead, or let's go this way with the lead, or whatever. I mean, that's like anything. Yeah, I mean, we probably didn't mess with it as much as a lot of bands would, but it's.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to tinker. I mean, that's
absolutely.
Because
oh my God, look how and again, we all talk about this. We laugh at ourselves because I mean we've got 857, 816, 834, 730, 730. I don't know what we were trying to prove. I honestly don't know what the goal was. Apparently, I honestly what it comes down to is that we had riffs that we liked.
I think that's what
we had riffs we liked, and we didn't want to throw them away. So we're like, well, let's make this riff fit. And so that's how you get a song like End of the Road that has this whole part at the end that really has nothing to do with the rest of the song. But we kind of like the riff a little bit, so we just ran with it, and it ends up being a 8-minute song.
Well, yeah, because lyrically wise, if you listen to the songs, they're not like long novels.
No, no, I don't pretend to be any kind of. I was usually verse, chorus, a little bridge in there, and
it's more along the lines of like Metallica, where you just more instrumental.
Well, at the end of I Come From Nowhere, I mean, I haven't put the clock on it, but the leads at the end, the whole ending of that song is probably 2-3 minutes.
But man, that's a big part of that song too.
It is, and it's probably one of my favorite. Well, it is my favorite part, to be honest. The leads at the end with them playing back and forth is that's been one of my favorites. Absolutely.
And we talked about playing out live. That was like the biggest part of y'all. I remember remember people talking about going to see Draven. Live show is where it's at. Is there like any song that you love playing live more than any other song? Or, I mean, I'm sure it's an original by far.
There were the ones that were really brought a reaction. I would have to say Melting Pot and Jealousy always brought, and I Come From Nowhere, always brought a great reaction from the crowd. I mean, it was just, they were fan song. I mean, it was a live song. In all this, and I'll say about this CD, Bart did a great job. The only thing that we've ever said is that this thing was recorded really well, but it's very smooth.
It's
polished, exactly. That's a perfect word. It's polished. Where when you heard these live, it's rock. It's metal in some cases, and it's not. You don't get that necessarily always from the CD. But that was the one thing live is that the crunch of the guitars and the cymbals and the the roughness of Brian's voice and stuff like that. That stuff live was really projected so much more, like any band.
Yeah, but, you hear that a lot.
It does, yeah, and it's but like I say, those 3 songs in particular really tended to be ones that people really liked, and we'd have people ask for, or if we didn't play them soon enough, somebody is like, play I Come From Nowhere. okay, we're gonna do it right before we take a break because it's got a really long solo at the end of it.
But I look at the set list and you talk about Nowhere, you'd have to wait all night for them because this one is the very last song.
yeah, Nowhere. Like I said, and we put it that way.
It's like at the end.
Yeah.
But we was talking about the Wicked Tricks thing. I dug this flyer out. It says Draven, formerly known as Wicked Tricks. So that pretty much says that this is probably an old one here.
Wow.
I mean, it says June 6, 9:30, but I don't. What year you reckon this was?
Well, it says The Office, so I don't know when. Do you remember when I don't remember when Main Street, when it became Main Street. I don't remember.
Yeah, we have String in the background. He's
He's our thesaurus.
Yeah,
I can't even circle around the table.
And he loaded us up with. We got some pictures here that.
Oh yeah.
We was doing like a little memory lane thing.
Yeah. Nothing like making me feel old.
We got the pictures here.
Yeah, bunch of
There's
hippies.
some old
That's
school
a
stuff
bunch
here.
of hippies is what that is. Hey, I think Danny had cut his hair there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of.
He was the only one at the time that had short hair.
Yep.
He actually cut his hair first.
But of course, there's other
got
pictures.
this
Now
with
the other bunch of hippies. Yeah,
This is
that was
actually on the inside.
ridiculous. This guy and the mega mullets on these two. I mean, just unbelievable.
But it's funny looking at these pictures because it's like they're like a time capsule, but it's like you can exactly remember.
Yep.
You know,
The Rocks of Craterville.
Yeah,
Danny
you're
will remember that.
Covering Mike up. He's over here by himself. You're over there by
Yeah, I have no idea. This must have been a really jagged
Yeah,
rock, or
'cause
Jay
we
didn't
got-
want to share or something. I don't
well,
know.
we got Trav.
Yeah.
hanging out by
Trav's
himself.
Trav's down here, yeah. So I said, all right, in this one, I'll sit
Not
by
to be
myself.
outdone.
That's right. I'll show you. I'm going to go sit by myself.
And then String brought this in, Mike. I guess was it live?
That's really cool.
It's all songs off the CD. It's just
Yeah.
I just did demo kind of tapes.
Because I honestly had never seen that before, so it's really
or
awesome.
for more for like.
Wasn't that cool
whatever.
picture that we were talking about that I
Yeah.
love? You know, I would love to have that photo. Is that in here? It's not in here, right?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it might be the black and white photo.
No,
No,
that
that's
was
a different one.
That's
too.
on the Craterville Rocks too. That's actually a pretty good picture.
Yeah, there's.
That picture exists. Connie, you probably have that picture. This picture right here of Jay on the radio behind your all's house. If you have that, you know, I'd love
We
to.
want a copy.
I'd love to see it because it's an awesome picture.
We actually have some other band pictures. I won't dig them out, but we've discovered that there are silk shirt pictures.
The shiny shirts.
Yeah,
They were
shiny shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's better than silk
Yeah,
shirts.
they were really really shiny. Travis went through a shiny shirt phase,
Yeah,
and then
we're-
he drug Brian down the path.
Yeah.
I blame Wendy.
But it's like, you know, yeah. But it was kind of cool. We come down here and we recollected about all this old stuff
Absolutely.
and figured I'd let Mike talk about it a little bit. And I think I'm going to do another video. I talked to Mike. Connie's got some pictures. Connie Crider, you need to hook me up with some pictures. I'm going to do one from where I come from nowhere, do a little fan appreciation thing. So keep your eyes open for that. It'll be on my YouTube channel. But I think we're gonna head out. I appreciate thank you a lot for doing this, Mike.
Absolutely, brother.
And y'all go on my YouTube channel, subscribe and like. Keep it going. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.